Hey y'all, it's Chimdi. I just paid off my smallest credit card and I am one step closer to being totally debt-free. I'm super duper excited. And I wanna share the journey that got me this far. I actually had the money in my bank account for at least a week or two before I made this payment. I wanna share how I basically did the inner work so that I could make the payment and realize this answered prayer that's been on my heart for a while now. And I have to give credit to Hello Creator. So I host these weekly Hello Creator meetings, and it's a place for YouTube creators, but creators of all sorts to come together and, get free coaching essentially. Going into 2025, I was like, okay, let me get specific topics from people because normally I just share what's going on in my own creative journey. And so last week we did how to create irresistible thumbnails and titles. I got amazing feedback. Folks really loved it. My intention was to turn it into like a digital product of some sort. And I found myself really struggling to find the energy, the motivation to actually do it. And I know enough about how energy works to realize there was some kind of blockage. Let me go in and find out what was going on. Essentially, I was really resentful and bitter that I spent all of this time and energy and poured into creating this product and that I gave it away for free. I get paid to host these calls with Hello Creator. All I have to do is show up and host the call. I took it upon myself, my own volition, to go and spend like 6-8 hours making this whole beautiful deck. They didn't ask me to do all that. That was me from a place of generosity and a place of a true desire to support people, going out of my way to create this thing. I got the benefit of people loving it and that felt sense of people saying, I've learned so much, this, that, and the third, but I didn't get any actual financial reward. And this week, the topic is gonna be about money shadows. And I was all set to do the exact same thing. I literally created this whole beautiful deck. And then I was like, wait. Because one of the things that I talk about is how if you have money shadows, what that means is you either end up being really stingy in your business or you end up being overly generous. You are unboundaried in your generosity. And so you give and you give and you give. And because there's the imbalance, you end up bitter and burnt out and exhausted and drained and deflated, all of these things. And I was like, this is for me. Unsurprisingly, all of life is for me. And I was like, oh girl, this is to help you get to the point of your own money shadow. And I'm so grateful for life for constantly giving me lessons and ways to grow and expand. And so I just sat myself down and I connected to this part of me that just felt like I had to give. Like giving was tied to my survival, that I needed to give. It was how I remained connected to my family, to the safety my family provided when I was young. So I was able to thank God, do this process work. And then I love how life works. So I recently invested in a email course to help me with a welcome sequence for my digital products. So I recently created this 48 hours to launch online course. I created a digital product to support that course. It's this mini video course where I help you grow your YouTube strategy. One of the things I ask the person receiving the email to do is just give me some YouTubers that they follow so that I can learn what they're up to, see what kind of person they are, what kind of stuff they're interested in. And so she sends me this woman, Alexis, who talks a lot about feminine energy and money and all these different things. And what I love is I sent my client a resource last year, like months ago, which then led her on a journey to finding Alexis. So my client has known about this woman this whole time, but it was me investing in the email course, creating the emails, and then asking, hey, would you share with me the things that you find of value that I now got to receive this value that was there the entire time. And so I'm watching Alexis, and she's great. In a video, she talks about how to get your first million and how to, do the inner work to align to all this money. Something she says that resonates so deeply with me is that money comes to the people who are gonna make more money babies, right? You wanna get this money, you wanna grow it. And I thought about how I have had this money sitting in my bank account for weeks with the express purpose, like the reason why I wanted this money is because I wanted to pay off this credit card debt. And so it felt like God gave me the money. God was like, here you go. And instead of me taking the money and answering my prayer, giving myself this experience, I was just looking at it. Now I want to clarify, there was a reason I was just looking at it, and it was because I wanted to connect to the feeling, the frequency, in a really embodied way of just having money. I used to approach money where I was like, oh, the point of money is to spend it down to zero. I thought money is meant to flow, supposed to spend it down till I have nothing left. And the result was that I would be living paycheck to paycheck. I would tell myself, money's coming. There's always money coming, which was true. And until that money came, I was feeling that sense of constriction, that feeling of lack, because I didn't actually have the money in the moment. And so I very intentionally started this practice. First, of course, I built up my savings, which is huge. So now no matter what, I'm not even needing a paycheck to have money. I have money. But then on top of that, I was like, when I get a check, I'm not immediately just gonna like spread it and like divide it and now I'm back to zero. I'm just gonna have the money for a little bit. And it was the process of like going in and connecting to this bitterness, connecting to this resentment, and like feeling my feelings and moving that energy out, that I now have this sense of like expansion and this goal that literally, I made one of those bingo sheets where you put your goals on like a bingo card. One of them is to pay off this one credit card because it's the smallest one. I knew with focus I could pay it off. My original goal was to pay it off in March. It's January and I just paid it off. And I'm so grateful because I got to have that experience of not living paycheck to paycheck. Like even with paying it off, there's still money in my account and there is more money coming in, which feels amazing. And I feel like the nature of abundance is we always have what we need. We're not lacking and we're like, please Lord, please God, give me something so that I can have what I need. God is like, baby girl, what's mine is yours. You already have it. You got it. And I'm like, literally I do. Literally I do. And I literally just had to press a few buttons and now that credit card is paid off. So I want to share this story with you, share it as inspiration, share it as a reminder to do that inner work, and also use it as an example of how things in your life can shift when you do the inner work and things that felt hard or impossible. So something like creating a digital product, creating an email sequence to bring people into it, promoting it on my YouTube channel, having a relationship to YouTube that's really flowing and easy, showing up for my creative community in a way that feels really generous, but in a boundaried, healthy, grounded way. Even things like showing up on threads. Like to me, when I think of promoting my YouTube channel, my courses, my products, my programs, my coaching, all these things, there was a sense of like, ugh, all this work. It's as simple as just like popping open an app and typing. And I was able to like, basically a very, very short version of what I shared in this video, I basically turned it into a thread. And once this video is live, I'll go and I'll post a link to the video if people want to really dive in with me. It gets to be easy and simple. So I'm feeling really excited. I feel like 2025 is off to an amazing start. And I want to name that within the wider context of our socio-political world, our environmental, our climate world, it can feel as if things are really bad. That is why we do the inner work, is so that no matter what's happening outside of ourselves, we are still connected to joy. We are still connected to creativity. We can keep showing up for ourselves and for the people that we love, and we can keep spreading more of that light everywhere we go. So if that's your jam, subscribe. I realize I don't be telling people to subscribe anymore. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and share this video with someone who really needs to hear it and really needs to be reminded that they can have whatever they want in this world, whether it's being debt-free or having a YouTube channel or just, you know, being beautiful and radiating light and amazing energy. All of those things can be yours.